nothing's going to teach you how lame materialism is unless it is forcibly removed from you. Because once you've lost everything and you learn how to survive, right, you realize that actually you don't need that much to survive. I would like to say also, this is the podcast that did sign the agreement. A lot of people make it up the mountain, but it's the coming down that breaks them. I'm going to get cancelled for this, but I'm just going to say it.
Hey guys, and welcome to yet another episode of the Singaplex After Office Hours podcast. And today we have, of course, none other than Dee Kosh.
Hello.
Right? Everyone knows where you came from, what you've been through.
Yeah.
The important question is, who are you today?
Wow, that's so deep. I think this question is very deep.
Well, try.
I think a lot of people have been saying like, oh, it feels like this is a Dee Kosh 2.0 in a way.
Yep.
And at first I was like, what does that mean? Then I realized that who I am sort of hates who I've been, in a sense. Do you know that song from Reliant K? Yeah. And reason being because back in the day, like during the peak of my career, I would like to think there was a certain persona that I had to keep up. That sassy, bitchy, very dynamically strong, opinionated persona.
Always on the hype train.
Always on the hype train, you know. Always trying to stir something, even though there's nothing to stir. You know what I mean? Like nothing to stir, so let's try and stir it, you know. And I realized after whatever I went through and the cancellation and the jail time, I don't need to do that anymore. You know?
Stirring has gotten out of trend.
Yeah, no, just like, I mean, no, people still stir nowadays. You know, I mean, like stirring is still, they still do it and they're still getting a lot of views for it. But I think personally, I don't feel like I need to do it anymore.
Stirring has gotten out of trend for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I don't. And now what you see or what people like deem as the Dee Kosh 2.0 is actually the real me. So like Dee Kosh has always been separated in my head from who Daryl is. Daryl is my real name, right? And now they are the same person.
They're the same person.
Yeah. So I think the reason why I have like my close inner circle of friends who have stuck by me because they know this person. And I mean, they know the Dee Kosh as well, but they know that they are friends with Daryl. And now it just feels like it's just plainly Daryl because I'm too tired to be Dee Kosh. I'm too tired of the, hey guys, what's up? Dee Kosh here, Singapore.
It's like 10 years ago YouTube trend. You need to amp it up,
Correct.
right?
Like you always have to be energy.
Audience
100%.
retention. I thought the retention curve go down.
Exactly. Then when it goes down, you have to figure out how do you get it back up?
Right?
How do you keep up? Because clients like to see the numbers. But now I'm not, like I don't make money off social media anymore.
Don't look at metrics and things like that.
So I don't really care.
Right.
And I don't have to be that person anymore. And it's a bit liberating, I would say.
It's like you broke out of 2 jails.
Yeah.
Right.
That's deep.
Yes.
First. I didn't break out of jail. I was released.
Released, right. Breaking out just sounds better.
No, it sounds illegal. So in that sense, if you ask me who I am now, I am publicly I am as close as I am as close to who I really am as I ever was.
As close as to who you really are.
Yeah, like the inside, the who I am as a person as I ever was. Before, it was always a front. In fact, not a lot of people know this story, but Dee Kosh, right, was made after watching, because of Robin Williams. Do you remember Robin Williams?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I loved Robin Williams. When he passed, I was so sad.
The late great comedian. Yeah.
There's this movie he did that not a lot of people have seen. It's called Death to Smoochie. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
It's one of his smaller movies. It's so Robin Williams acts as a clown.
Okay.
Who's Smoochie. Okay. And then there's this other guy, I forgot the actor's name, who acts as a hippo or some mascot.
Another mascot.
Yeah. And it's just the story about these two very innocent figures on camera, but then behind the scenes they're doing drugs, they hate each other, they try to kill each other.
Holy shit.
You know, and it's very dark.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's so interesting that, you know, there are two separate personalities.
Oh.
And that's how I was like, oh, what if I create this personality called Dee Kosh?
This
That is
persona.
very, very different from who I am. And he's very forward. He's very risky when it comes to making decisions. You know? So I created that persona. But now, it's death to Dee Kosh lah. Dee Kosh is dead. You know what I mean? Like, he's gone.
We live in the influencer multiverse, right? Yeah. This is the alternate reality is fused into one.
Correct.
Yeah.
So no more already lah. So that's who I would. Like, if you ask me who am I today, that would be it. It's closer to who I really am than I've ever been.
And I hear in one of your previous interviews, you said that as you were looking up at the bars in the jail cell, right?
Oh, the
origami.
The origami of
Yeah.
By the way, I'm still looking for someone to draw it for me. Do you know
Really?
anyone? Yeah, I really want to.
Origami.
Yeah, because it was such a aha moment. Like, I really want someone to be who knows how to draw. Obviously, I can't, to draw it out for me, and then I want to like frame it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case people don't know, let me just repeat it.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe our team can also draw because I myself
my
sell NFT artwork. I'll just put a picture. Yeah. Got the hustle, rent is a hustle. Dee Kosh Blade Runner moment. You know?
I love that.
Tears in rain. You know? Time to die. Time for the old Dee Kosh to die. Right.
I really, really like the idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, the idea behind the origami was in the jail cell. There was this origami of a crane.
Yes.
And it looked like it was in a cage because of the shadows of the
yeah.
bars, right?
Yes.
And then so when the light shone through in the night, it looks like there's the origami is in a cage. But in the daytime, there's no light on the bar, so it just looks like it's free.
Free, right?
You know what I mean? So, but it was in jail.
Yeah.
So the bird technically was in jail, but it felt free, and that's how I felt.
No pressure.
No pressure. No one judged
expectations.
you.
No clients.
I can send an agreement to people.
Yeah.
And I will not get on Rice Media. You know, it's very chill. I mean, though this is not everyone's experience,
Yeah, of course, of course.
People go in sometimes and they suffer from very, very bad depression or whatnot. But I think my experience was different because, just like the analogy, outside was worse.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
because of that shadowed cage. It was really so bad, and I'm just glad that phase of my life is over.
And would you say jail was your social media detox?
Can I just say,
Yes.
as a person who lives and breathes social media,
Yes.
it is so important to have a detox.
It's a must.
It's literally like the government should put it.
Yeah.
Like after 30 years of social media,
to
please.
stage an intervention.
Yeah. So that's why I told all my friends, like who
Yes.
still do social media now. I'm just like, guys, you can get off it.
Yeah.
You can just like switch off and get off it for a few days. Or it's very important.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
everything in your life has to be content.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. Which is the total opposite of what TikTokers are doing now.
Yeah.
Because now it's like
I walk into the bus stop.
content.
Hey,
crying,
bus never arrive. Rent.
content.
Rent.
Everything
right?
is content. Yeah. So I mean, it's a very different generation that they live
Yes.
in. I am afraid for their mental health in a sense.
Yeah, I can see some of them breaking down the TikTok, right? Yeah, it's unhinged. Basically,
It's
that's the
unhinged.
trend on TikTok. Unhinged.
Yeah. So I'm just a bit worried, and I don't think I'll have kids in this generation. But I think like to parents who are watching or listening, like you need to watch out for your kids and what they see on TikTok and who they follow. It's so important. Like it's more important now than ever for parents to be involved in their kids' social media. You know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what do you think the effect of this always on culture, having been part of the evolution of social media from the early days with like Xia Xue, that generation, from the blogs to
I'm not that old lah, Xia Xue older.
Yeah, Xia Xue older. Yeah,
I think our generation, we still can detach a bit.
that's true.
You know, we still can be able to like, okay,
This is the internet.
Correct.
Right? Don't get into a meaningless fight in the comments with
Correct.
somebody you have never met and you don't care about and will likely never meet.
correct. You know, we can still detach.
Yeah.
But I think the newer generation cannot because they grew up in it.
That's true.
You know, so the numbers of the likes and
It's part of the identity.
Yeah, and the followers and the yesterday I got 10,000 and then today I got 1,000.
Why does
views.
TikTok not love me anymore?
Yeah,
Right?
and then I go
Yeah.
into depression because of that. You know, because that is so attached to your identity. I think that's so dangerous.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, I don't know how we're ever gonna get out of it.
Yeah, and
I really don't know how.
and
TikTok needs to shut down.
Yeah, it's getting
I'm
quite
joking.
quite hardcore because I have some like younger friends and they say that even when they apply for a job like in marketing or social media, the apparently their personal page follower count matters as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the count?
Yeah, no, like okay, let's say you want to job as a social media marketing executive,
Oh, right.
Then they look, okay, this person has like maybe 40K followers, and then that becomes like your work and your personal life is all in one now.
Have you watched? I'm sure you watched Black Mirror.
Yes.
Nosedive.
Yeah, epic. Yeah.
They told the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's scary. It's so scary, but it's something we have to learn to live with. It's something that we are still navigating as a society, as human beings, but it's scary.
Yeah, and especially for someone such as yourself going through that whole experience of being accused and everything and all the drama, right? We will not get too much into it. But you know that there's this episode on Black Mirror whereby like they can rewind what they saw. Yeah. So you know that's kind of like in the future everyone will be so afraid to be cancelled or to be misrepresented, right?
Look, there are people out there who are more afraid of getting cancelled than going to jail.
Yeah.
They're like, I'd rather get go to jail because you go in, you come out, that's it.
Yeah.
But you get cancelled, it's
the end, right? Yeah.
It's so, what's the word? Social. It's like almost like a crucifixion.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, and I would like to thank like God or the higher being.
The higher power.
Yeah, the higher power. You
the
know,
high
'cause
table.
I really did survive that whole ordeal.
Excommunicado.
Yeah, very that persona non grata.
Dee Kosh has been excommunicado, like John Wick scene, right?
Yeah, literally. And I came out still alive, and I mean, I'm sure there are some issues that I would have to work with a therapist, but at least I can, I can still have a full conversation about it. But I don't think a lot of people who went through what I did would have survived.
I guess that's what they say about life, right? They say the art of living is long, but life is short.
Oof.
Yeah.
The art of living
is long, but life is short. So by the time we've gone through our lessons and we've been through all the hoops and then we have all the knowledge, we're like, shit, it's almost at the end, right?
What is deep?
Yeah, so I guess I stole that quote from somewhere.
Where?
Yeah.
Which movie? Which book?
Some podcasts.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
some podcasts. Yeah. So I'm a big fan of all these podcasts. That's why I
amazing.
started this podcast. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess what's that quote I saw? It's like, it's never what happens to us, but how we react to it.
Yeah.
That is the game changer.
Yeah.
For everything we go through.
I was just watching a movie. Have you seen Air yet?
Oh, I'm a big sneakerhead, but I'm ashamed to say I haven't seen.
Okay lah, it's not much about sneakers lah. Honestly, but it's an okay movie, and Matt Damon is fantastic. There's this line in there where he's talking. So basically, the movie is about how Nike sort of signed Michael Jordan.
Right?
So Matt Damon is the main guy, and he's talking to Michael Jordan, and he says, this line just really stuck out to me, and he said, a lot of people make it up the mountain, but it's the coming down that breaks them.
Oh shit, yeah.
You know, it's the coming down that breaks them, and it's how you survive the coming down that makes or breaks you lah.
That's true.
And that just really hit me. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's really true. And I mean, I would like to think that I've already come down the mountain and I survived, you know. Whether I want to climb back the mountain is another story. I don't, you know, like tired lah.
Maybe it will not be a mountain, it'll just be a series of waves and surfing, you know.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little hill. Or maybe I'm happy below the mountain. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally fine.
The MRT cruising along. You know,
The TEL.
The TEL.
I love the TEL.
TEL is very chill.
Have you been on it?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
The brown line,
the brown
right?
line, correct.
Yeah. It's the new one. It's the new one.
Have you been to the end of the brown line?
I have not.
You have to try.
Is it?
Because you can see the train, because there's no driver, right?
Yeah,
so
correct,
you can see
correct.
the tracks just moving, and
Wow.
I don't know. It's very theatrical. I just stand there and just look.
I think we should all check out the TL line.
Yeah,
right? This
the
one
TL.
not sponsored by SMRT,
Nope.
but if you all are keen, this is your chance.
This is your Catch Dee Kosh staring into space on the TEL.
TL line, right?
Yeah.
Doors are closing.
In all your time doing content, right? Is there any local or foreign personality that you kind of like look up to?
Well, they're not. I wouldn't say they're content creators per se. But I really, really looked up to people like. I don't know if you know them though. They're more radio personalities, lah. I would say.
Oh, right, radio.
Yeah, so like people like Charlemagne the God or like Wendy Williams, or these very opinionated, outspoken DJs, or even personalities like Kathy Griffin or Joan Rivers. Like as long
Joan
as you're-
Rivers, yeah,
yeah, I
Joan
love
Rivers.
Joan Rivers. So as long as you're outspoken and you stand in your truth and you're not afraid to say what's on your mind, I respect you and I like you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. I was like, don't. I enjoy watching
That's
your
more
stuff,
like
but
towing the middle ground.
yeah, so not really my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about global content now is that it has become like even like K-pop, American culture, everything is like all in one now. It's like there's a general trend, right? And then there's Singapore, we have our own subset of trends.
We do, man.
Yeah.
That was Uncle Raymond.
Yeah, Uncle Raymond. You know, we have our own small niche in Asia, right? And having seen like content evolve over the years, and as well as being exposed to global content, where do you think the world of content creation in Singapore is going?
I personally think the new generation. I'm going to get cancelled for this, but I'm just going to say it. I think the new generation is tired of the politically correct culture.
Of course, yeah.
I think there is
It's a fair
big
statement.
Yeah, I think
Fair
there is
statement,
a
yeah.
big group of young people who are like, oh my god, we're so sick of being told what not to do and
What not to think.
Yeah,
Right.
to think a certain way. And I think there are a lot of young people who are looking for a broader perspective, in a sense. There are people our age also who were, I would say, back in our day when we were young, we were quite the revolutionaries lah. But now we are more neutral in a sense, because we're looking at how extreme things are going and we're like,
Yeah, do we want to be
is this what we really wanted? Is this what we fought for? So I think there is a big group of people who are looking for a wider perspective in life.
Everyone's trying to find a less stressful way to live,
Yeah.
right? And then maybe
Go jail lah. Jail. No stress. I mean, 3 times a day you eat, you have a place to live, you have free water,
free rent, free
Yeah.
lodging, food is provided, health checkup,
and your friends are there all the time.
Yeah.
Like they're not going anywhere.
You're not going to spend on expensive soap. You only got one choice of soap. That's what I heard, right? You shower in the same spot,
Correct.
right? And
Correct.
then and the most precious currency in jail appears to be bananas and soap.
Banana, soap, bread, magazines.
And the mythical magazine, right?
The mythical magazine,
The compilation, right?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, right?
Allegedly.
The thing that the mythical,
Yeah.
I call it the happy book
Yes, correct.
that should not be spoken of.
Yeah, I don't know whether it exists. I heard.
Yeah, it's it's in the ether.
A little bird told me.
Yeah, somewhere something that people used to relieve themselves.
Allegedly.
In the magazine.
Oh.
Compilation from all your
The months.
all your predecessors
Correct.
of jail inmates before you.
Compiled all into one. Yeah, they call it
Epic.
ex-hamster.
Yeah, ex-hamster, right. And then I think in a previous interview you said like woe to the person that get caught with it. Yeah.
I hide it properly.
Literally you could end the way of jail civilization.
Yeah.
Right
No,
there,
I think what happens is like allegedly, every 2 days they move it.
Every 2 days they
Every
move
2 days it goes
yeah.
to another cell.
Yeah.
They move it so that it doesn't stay in
Yeah,
one place.
It's a very secure underground network. Right, yeah. Because imagine like it's like in the desert, right? In Dune, Dune the spice was rare, right? This one is like greater than spice.
Greater than size.
So,
I'm telling you. Yeah. So that was an interesting experience, lah. Prison. Yeah. Not a lot of people get to experience, but I think I experienced it and found my silver lining, which is important. And now I feel like I've grown as a human being.
In a new direction. New direction.
Mm.
And I mean, there's a lot to be said. You said there are people on different timelines in prison, right? And why do you think other than for the obvious reasons, why do you think they are so systematic in categorizing like, okay, all the short-term people here, the long-term people here, other than the obvious trying to stratify the mingling, right, to give everyone sort of like a systematic experience. What do you think is the psychological effect of that categorization?
I don't know. I don't want to speak on the behalf of
other people.
The SPS,
Yeah.
Singapore Prison Services. I don't want to speak on behalf of them. But what I would find was interesting, because I was in a cluster or a cell where we were all short term, and then there was a cell that I was in that had a long term also. I think he's going out next year, next year, but he's been in since 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So the difference is with short termers, everyone's talking about when they get out.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more stressful because they keep talking about like, my release date in 2 more months. They keep counting down, and it's so bad.
Countdown.
It's horrible. It's horrible, especially when you know you have like 5 months to sit, and then theirs is 2 weeks.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And
it's
then
like you
Titus
earlier.
You had Titus here, right?
Correct,
Titus
correct.
he's like, one more day. Then
One
I
more
look at
day,
him like, shut the fuck up, I still got how many more months?
I just
You
going
know?
out.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, so it's like, I think it's pretty bad for your mental health when you see people leaving and you know you're still going to be in there for a few months. But when you're with a long timer, you feel more like at home.
Yeah.
Because this is their home.
Yeah.
The cell is their home, and they take care of it. They clean it, and they are more settled lah. Because they know
Cleanliness
is next to godliness. Correct. So they are more settled, and they are not thinking about when they're coming out, because they're coming out in 2 or 3 more years.
It's eventuality that's a
Yes.
bit further down the line.
Correct.
for
So
them, right?
it's not spoken is about as much as when you're with short termers. And when you're with short termers, there's this thing. There's this thing called program. Have you heard of it?
No. What's that?
Do you want to talk about? You want to
Yeah,
tell you?
sure,
Okay.
of course.
In Singapore prison, they divide your sentence into 3 parts. Did I tell you this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard about that.
So the
Yeah.
first third, the second third, and the third third. The third good behavior you'll get
which
out.
is what you got, right?
Correct. It's called EDR, early day of release. The second third, right, there is a possibility that you will do it outside on tagging. It's called program.
Tagging.
Yes. So in Singapore, in the Singapore prison, there is a set of programs that is set out because they are apparently, allegedly, from what I hear, they're full. The prisons are
Prisons are full in
Yeah.
Singapore. Too strict.
Yeah.
Too strict. You know. Yeah.
That's what I heard lah. Okay, so they are full, so they're trying to make space. Yeah, so for overpopulation. So for people with like minor, not so serious crimes, like
not a danger to society.
Drink driving,
Didn't kill anyone,
or like you stole $1,000.
You smoke weed. I don't know.
Drugs.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not that much drugs. You didn't bring in 6 kgs. Of it, you know what I mean?
It's
They will give you a program.
okay.
So the program is the second third of your sentence, and you get to go home.
You get to go home?
Yeah, you get to go home, but you have a tagging lah. So
Well,
it's a home.
like,
It's a home tagging.
Suicide Squad.
Something like that. Okay, it's a home tagging, and you can only leave your house, if I'm not wrong, 12 to 3 p.m.
Oh, there's an allocated
Correct.
time. Yeah.
So you can only get out, buy your food, whatever, from 12 to 3 p.m. then you come back. Of course, everyone wants the program.
Oh, that sounds like COVID lockdown.
Yes, very that. Everyone, but at least you have your phone and your loved
options,
ones and stuff like that. So everyone wanted the program, and because that means you only have to sit 1/3 of your
Right,
thing.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So if you are sitting, I don't know, my math is bad. I hope yours is better. If you're sitting 3 months, okay, your 3rd month is good behavior. You could just sit in jail for 1 month there.
Oh, that's like PES E of jail.
But that's of course if you're a first timer. It depends on your charges also lah.
Good behavior, you know.
So when you're a short termer, all they talk about is program. They call it program.
Oh,
Hey
program.
bro, I got program now. Hey, I cannot program. Hey,
Sounds like some like Weapon X mutant.
yeah. Hey,
Like X-Men, I go to the X-Men.
John kena program
Yeah.
program,
Wow, congratulations.
John.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There have been fights because of program as well.
Really?
Yeah. So for example, there was one guy who was very persistent on the fact that he got a program. So he kept showing off.
He kept flexing.
He kept flexing about his program that was coming soon. And there was a guy in his cell who didn't get a program.
Oh.
He didn't get a program,
Oh,
and
shit.
he was not happy.
Yeah.
And what does he have to lose? So he just beat the guy up.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? And because you got into a fight,
Yeah.
your program is void.
No shit. Damn. Guys, flexing too much.
Don't flex.
Yeah, in real life, on the street,
Even in
jail.
prison, yeah.
Even jail
Don't
is...
flex. Just keep quiet. If you the advice is always you got program, just shut the fuck up and sit.
Yeah,
Then when you get your program, one day before, then you just stop.
Yeah, do you get program? No, Nadik.
Me? No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Because
Yeah.
so there are a few crimes that don't have
not
program.
eligible.
Correct. So Along
Financial.
confirm don't have. No, just Along. Financial still have.
Still have.
Financial you still might get program. Cheating still might get program. But Along, they are very hard on Along. My one, the CYPA Act, you are not getting program.
Yeah.
No matter how minor it is,
Yeah.
okay, you will not get program. What's the word? Something woman. Women's charter.
Oh, women's charter, yeah.
Women's charter, you're not gonna get program.
Okay.
But nowadays have.
Nowadays have.
I heard some guys upskirt also still get program.
yeah. Too stressed, right? Bright future, NUS. Yeah.
Anyway, so I didn't get a program, and it was very stressful because when I was in the short-term cell, they kept talking about program.
Oh, because it's such a sought after.
It's so sought after, and everyone thinks that there's different ways to get it.
Wow, this is like the gifted program of jail.
I guess. And the crazy thing is there's no set way, like you do A, B, C and you get a program.
Oh, it's like applying for PR.
It's almost like an enigma that comes and picks you.
Oh wow.
And then I remember that these fuckers in my cell just kept saying, D, you confirm get program like you never touch the boys, right? That's why it's so short, right? You also short term, confirm get one, confirm get one. So there was a bit of like a slither of hope.
Yeah.
That I had. And you know what? Hope can be a very dangerous thing.
Yes.
And I remember that day, there's 8 people in a cell. There were 7 of them, we're all talking about program, and 3 of them literally just got the form to show that you're eligible. So they were all celebrating and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? That slither of hope, right? I was like, you know what? Very soon it's going to be me.
Very soon,
Yeah. Because they all came in the same time, ma.
Ever the optimist.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking like, okay, maybe I'll get it lah. Because it's true lah. You know, my crime's not so bad, ma. Never go and touch that. You know? And then I waited 1 month, and 2 months came.
Whoa.
Still nothing.
Shit.
And so there was a bit of stress on my side, and then I had asked my mom to go and through the e-letters, right, to go and check out what this program is all about. And I remember the day that my cellmates all got a program.
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were so happy and they were talking about it. And then I received a message from my mom saying like, okay, we called the community program and they said that your case is not eligible because of some legislation.
Factors,
yeah. Wow.
Devastation. Emotional damage.
Wow. I tell you, the feeling of just knowing that you didn't get it because of that slither of hope.
Yeah, correct.
Oof.
Hard.
It hit me so hard. Like the TEL line just ramming into me. Just a
And
bam.
look at the origami. You were wrong.
It was very bad. However, at least I was sure that 没有. Confirm don't have. And so after that, I sort of adjusted better. And started to look for the silver lining better.
Yeah,
true. In a sense, it's a blessing in disguise that I was able to say like, okay, don't have.
You got a firm answer.
Yeah, rather than just waiting.
Maybe you might get it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we're not sure.
Horrible. Yeah.
They drag it on till the last month you're there, right? No,
Hey, dude, there's a guy, I don't know, who went into prison for 5 months, if I'm not wrong, for women's charter.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be released December 31st.
Oh,
okay.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they said that he got no program.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got program.
Wow.
1 week.
What the hell? What the hell? That's like,
yeah.
should you be happy? I'm not sure.
I mean, honestly, I would have just stayed inside and stayed 1 week.
Yeah.
But he came out a week earlier than he's supposed to, went to get the tagging, stayed the 1 week, and then 31st he went back and returned the tagging.
See, still need to go back.
Yeah, mafan eh. Selarang some more damn far.
The grad fee expensive.
No lah, but you will lah. You will lah. Anything to get out of jail.
Yeah, anything to get out.
Yeah, but they so because of this 1 week thing, right? Then the news will spread in jail.
Oh shit.
Then they're like, hey, women's charter also can eh. Hey, 1 week also
Wow,
got it.
wow,
Wow. Then
got hope.
Yeah.
Y'all all got hope.
Hope is really such a... So every time I meat a new person who is in jail, who just came in, or if whoever's going in, I always tell them, look, just serve your sentence as is. If you get it, it's a bonus. Great. If not, just live however you want to live. You know,
just
try
like
and
life,
find your happiness.
We all came naked into this world, and we all don't
Shower
escape
naked.
death.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't escape death.
We don't escape
Yeah.
Cannot escape.
Yeah, whatever we get along the way, like podcasts, content, a few laughs, it's our bonus.
It's a bonus.
Yes.
You never deserve it.
Yeah.
Count it as bonus, and you'll appreciate life a bit more.
You'll be less stressed.
Yeah, honestly.
So now that you're, out and about, compared to your life prior to your this, arduous experience, what stresses you nowadays?
What stresses
what,
me out?
What in the stress ranking? What used to rank high on this, and no longer?
Oh, that
yeah.
a lot, lah.
Yeah.
I'm not so stressed about social media anymore. That's number one in the list.
Okay.
I don't really care. People follow, non-follow,
Bad comment.
bad comment,
Whatever.
I'm not so stressed over money.
Oh, interesting.
Because once you've lost everything and you learn how to survive, right, you realize that actually you don't need that much to survive.
Damn, gone like semi-minimalism.
Yeah.
Except for, of course, the Pop Mart toys, lah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No, in fact, right, just now I was in, in this building there's a shoe shop downstairs.
Yeah, correct.
There's a shoe shop.
Yeah.
I don't want to flex, okay? I'm not
Okay.
flexing, but I used to go into the shoe shop.
Okay.
And some friends of mine have seen this. I'll just say, okay, I want size 12, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Oh,
then
wow.
they'll just come and bring it. Then I'm like, where? It fits. Okay, buy all.
Whoa.
Like, that's,
Yeah.
like, it sounds damn cocky,
Yeah.
but I was like, efficiency.
Yeah,
Like,
efficiency. Yeah. Load them all the colorways.
all.
Yeah.
You
All.
know?
Air Force One, MX One.
Correct.
Yeah.
But once that's stripped away from you,
Right.
and then you realize that, actually, this shoe is enough, eh?
Actually, slippers.
Yeah, actually, slippers fine, eh?
Actually,
and
Crocs are not bad.
Crocs are great.
Great, right?
Yeah.
You don't need that much.
You really don't need that much.
Yeah.
And nothing's gonna teach you how lame materialism is unless it is forcibly removed from you.
Wow. Sounds like a spiritual intervention.
It really was. And
Yeah.
and like I said, your mother or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife can nag at you and say, hey, don't buy lah, baby.
Yeah,
like, don't be so...
yeah.
But
Why,
it's-
Caterpillar?
Correct. But it's different when it's stripped away.
Wow.
It's different when you have no choice and it just like
Yeah.
taken
No
away
more
from
Air
you.
Jordans.
no more. I had to sell all my LV, my YSL,
Whatever,
sell
all the brands. all
because
the
I needed to
shit.
survive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when that is stripped away from you, then you see the your core, like how strong your core is, and humanity at its core, right? And you realize like, oh, I don't need it.
Don't need that much.
Don't need it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I once read an article like there was this famous entrepreneur. I think his name was Tony Hsieh or something. He's the CEO of this company Zappos. He reached the pinnacle of I think entrepreneurial success, and after that he just off himself.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had everything in life, and the irony was that he wrote a book called Happiness.
Oh no.
That's like crazy shit. Yeah.
Is it worth it? That's my question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So now you've been through like the two lines of human existence, right? So what do you say prior to your experience was your goal in life, and now what's your main mission?
Before, okay, let me like simplify it, okay? Before, my goal in life, and this is very simple in the most layman way of saying, my goal in life before the whole saga was to put my parents in a very big house, make sure they don't work.
MTV Cribs.
Yeah. Make sure they don't work, have everything they need, and a lot of money. And let them live the life they never lived before.
They live the life they've never lived before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
because they were
yeah.
not rich.
Yeah.
But now, I just want my parents to be happy. And I want to figure out what makes them happy. And I want to do that.
On a human level.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's the difference. Like this year, my mom, during Mother's Day, we just passed.
Yeah.
Every year, Mother's Day, I'll buy her a new iPhone and new Apple Watch. Whatever was released last year, I'll buy her this year. That's the standard. This year, I bought her a little lipstick.
Yeah. Give me time.
Sorry, not lipstick. Concealer.
Oh, right,
Because my brother's
right,
getting
right.
married
Oh,
and she
okay,
doesn't know how to put on makeup lah. So I bought her a concealer and I said, nah, ma,
Yeah.
happy Mother's Day. Then she,
Yeah.
this year no iPhone ah?
See, she has reached that level already. Yeah. So we truly live to the level of what we are used to.
Yeah, and no lah, but she was joking.
Yeah, no, I know.
She was joking.
No, yeah.
But there was a certain beauty to it when we put the makeup on her because we were trying out the
Correct,
makeup
correct.
for her wedding look because my brother's getting married. That's something that a new iPhone will never buy.
That's true. Yeah. Might have been the best gift ever.
I mean, think about it a bit deeper. My parents they still are very, 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 very conservative, very religious. But her queer son just put makeup on her for her other son's wedding.
Oh. It's like a
It's-
Netflix TV show.
It's deep.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have been able to see it if you're not at your core of humanity.
That's true.
You won't be able to see these things, right?
Yeah, because before that, maybe you had like too many distractions.
Too many.
Yeah,
Too
so
many.
you kind of like you're living through this
Yeah.
lens.
Like,
right?
why would I put makeup on my mouth? Just hire a makeup artist.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sally, come over
It's
here.
Sally,
Yeah.
you know? But it's all these human experiences that make me happy now. And it's human experiences that I treasure. And I feel like I missed out on a lot of them, you know, the past few years. And I'm just glad that I found out earlier than most.
That's
Most
true.
people grow old all the way till they die and they don't find out. They never know who they truly are, or they never find that core of themselves. So I'm just glad I got to find out.
And maybe the message is try to find that out without going to prison.
Try and find that out without going to prison or getting cancelled or getting on the news for all these things. Yeah, definitely lah.
And if you could, I mean, you know, looking back with regrets is never a good thing. But if you could take a time machine
Yeah.
and like transport yourself to any point in your life, where would you transport yourself to?
Funny enough, it wouldn't be. Not that I don't regret what I did, but it wouldn't. The easiest answer is I will go back to the time I messaged all those boys.
Yeah,
and not
like
message.
stop.
Yeah. You know, that's the easiest answer.
Yeah.
But I will go back to that day that I've made that one YouTube video. My first ever viral video.
Oh.
I will go back to that day and I will talk to myself and tell myself, can I talk to myself now or cannot?
You can.
I can, huh?
You can.
Okay, so I will tell that person like,
Yeah.
this is going to be an interesting journey. I won't even tell him that it's going to get cancelled.
Oh.
Because at that time, he won't even know what cancelling
It's
means.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm the DK.
Yeah. I will tell him just to strap in. You know? And I probably would have made him look in the mirror and say, Dee Kosh, that mohawk is damn ugly.
Mohawk, you might
Delete
not
the
know
mohawk.
this. Skinny jeans, mohawk.
Nah,
that's
girl.
all going out.
Like the mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's the only advice I'll give myself. The mohawk ugly, bro. You look damn wet, damn hot. Yeah, that's what Yeah, I think, no lah. Seriously, I would have been more open about who I really am. You know, this side of me that not at that time not a lot of people got to see. I would have been more open.
And I think I listened to one of your earlier interviews. You said that this experience also gave you perspective on the people you used to surround yourself with, right? Because there are two groups of camps, right? One was like, oh, the pitchforks are out, we got to get him, we got him, you know, right? And then you said you didn't even really know who these people were, right? And then there's one other group which they were supportive of you and they couldn't really come out, you know, and things like that, right? So what is the thing you've learned about human relationships through this intense process that you wish everyone could learn without going through it?
Oof. I would say, don't hold it against humans for being humans, lah. You know, like, can I stay angry with these people? Yes, I can. But should I?
It's not worth it.
Not worth.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I'm not gonna lose sleep because of these people. So I would say that we need to be more forgiving of humans being humans.
Yeah, we're all just
We're all learning.
trying our best.
Yeah, we're all
right?
learning.
Trying our best.
We're all trying our best to survive and navigating ourselves and this world, and now on this social media. I would just say, like, give each other space to be human, you know?
To breathe.
Yeah, that's something that I sort of fucked up
On.
you know? Like, I didn't give myself that. I also didn't give people that.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I mean,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Eden Ang.
Yeah,
You know, I did give them a second chance, what?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Although at the time, you know, I felt righteously indignant. Like, I feel like, oh, this is the right thing to do, you know? But then now I look back, like, was it though? Was it though? You know? Yeah. So I would say, give people space to be human.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're all just trying.
Yeah.
Life is stressful.
Especially in Singapore.
And you don't need a jail sentence to realize
Correct.
that, right?
Yeah.
And moving forward, what are your plans for your career? I mean, there's a lot of, all kinds of speculation. People say, oh, this is Dee Kosh's grand scheme of trying to relaunch his influencer career, right? Yeah.
If I ever do content,
Yeah.
I don't know whether I want to be an influencer again.
Yeah. And what does
no
that
thanks.
word even mean now?
Everyone.
Yeah,
influencer,
everyone is an influencer.
Yeah, no lah. Like I am not. Like I said, I'm not staging a comeback, and there's no mind
this
map
is
in my
his-
house.
This is his great...
Yeah, no, there's no scheme to it. You know, I'm just rolling with the punches. And if there's any other thing that I've learned in the past 3 years is don't plan.
Don't plan.
Don't plan.
Don't plan. Yeah.
Like, live your life. Don't worry about it.
Don't obsess.
Don't obsess about it. Live day to day.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many young people nowadays who are so stressed on what to do next.
Hustle, bro. Hustle, right?
I mean, hustling is not wrong.
Hustle is not wrong, yes.
Hustle, but don't stress over it.
Yeah, true.
Like, don't lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
Like, you're
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
Like, you're 22, 23. Oh, shit. Don't know how I'm going to make money. Yeah. You're only stressed out that you need to make money at 23 because you want that Rolex. How about you don't get that
How
Rolex?
about no?
Yeah, how about just let go of the Rolex?
Yeah.
You know, settle for a Swatch. A Swatch is
Swatch
cute.
is good, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some people don't even wear watch now. The phone, they
Yeah,
got the time,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So it's really like balance yourself out, you know? Yeah.
And dig to the core of what actually matters to you.
Yeah. But you know what? Not a lot of people will
Take that advice.
Take the advice. And not a lot of people will see it as important.
That's true.
But when everything is stripped away and you are naked as you came, what's left?
What's left?
That's the question.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think on that note, this has been a very interesting and exciting podcast.
I think you expected a lot of tea and then you came out
Yeah.
totally
This is
zen
a
and-
meditative Zen stage, right? Yeah,
and that's where I am now also in life.
in general.
In general. Like, my friends sometimes say, like, girl, did you hear that this person said this about you? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you know?
and back then when all this happened, we made an interesting meme about you, which was, you were in that black outfit with the lock on your leg.
oh, when I get charged, okay.
Our caption was "Steal this look."
It was a nice look, though. It was Yves Saint Laurent.
It was like, oh, this like, wow, this one.
yeah.
We looked at the picture, like there's some effort gone into this
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, but it was a horrible outfit. As in, because after that you have to go into lockup.
Oh shit! So you wore that outfit to the
Whole
lockup?
day. Lockup was damn shag. 'Cause it was
Wow,
damn
warm,
tight. Yeah, warm. Then
see skinny jeans.
then I was wearing boots. Can you imagine wearing
know,
boots in lockup? Wow, not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you know you're gonna get locked up, wear Crocs, shorts, t-shirt. Don't
Skinny
wear
jeans, no.
no.
Skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Damn, how fashion has changed, and how we've all changed along life's journey.
Life's journey is an interesting one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Dee Kosh for coming on today.
Thank you for having
And
me.
if you
I would like to say also,
yes,
this is the podcast that did sign the agreement. Yeah, I'd just like to say that, that he was okay with the agreement.
Yeah.
It was the other.
It should not be named.
And my friends are like, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
I will just say this.
Yeah,
I'll just say this. The agreement was sent out to only 2 podcasts.
Oh, wow.
I think the other person thought, yeah, he got a lot of invites on.
Yeah.
It was you and the other podcast. So I know exactly who it is. I know who. Yep. So thank God I'm Zen. You know what I mean? Like 2019 Dee Kosh will name and shame.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, this person said this.
On this date, you know, your honor.
Your honor.
Your honor.
But no lah. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It was a wonderful conversation.
All right, guys. So you like this episode of the Singaplex After Office Hours podcast? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, caress the comments, and till next time, this has been yet another episode of the Singaplex After Office Hours podcast.
Caress the comments.
Yeah, of course. Give it loving care.
Oh, okay.
Give it some good YouTube algorithm juice.
But with consent.
Of course, with consent. Always with consent.